Last night couldn't have gone any worse for Donald Trump. It was a coast-to-coast humiliation, loss after loss after loss, and wins for Democrats who will be fighting back against his authoritarian administration. But somehow, Donald Trump was not the person who was most embarrassed last night. It was the host at the Fox propaganda outlet who were freaking out all night, with one host literally crying on air, admitting to the tears streaming down his face as all hell broke loose for Donald Trump, as Gavin Newsom destroyed him in California, as Zoran Mamdani mocked him in an incredible speech. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into a Fox host literally crying on air, I want to start with the man who brought so many tears to MAGA's eyes last night. That was Gavin Newsom talking about his big victory.
Next year is the 250th anniversary of the best of Roman Republic, the best of Greek democracy. This fundamental notion of a system of checks and balances, of popular sovereignty, the rule of law. Mr. President, the rule of law, not the rule of dawn. And I hope it's dawning on people, the sobriety of this moment, what's at stake. Tonight, as I said, is an extraordinary moment for our party, but again, it's an extraordinary moment affirming those principles. Our founding fathers did not live and die to see the kind of vandalism to this republic and our democracy that Donald Trump is trying to perpetuate. And so, my call tonight, in the spirit of Whitman, who talked about the powerful play, goes on. We all must contribute a verse. And so we need the state of Virginia. We need the state of Maryland. We need our friends in New York, in Illinois, in Colorado. We need to see other states with the remarkable leaders that have been doing remarkable things meet this moment head on as well, to recognize what we're up against in 2026. And let me make this crystal clear. We can de facto end Donald Trump's presidency as we know it the minute Speaker Jeffries gets sworn in as Speaker of the House of Representatives. It is all on the line, a bright line in 2026. And so I want to thank everybody that stood up, not just for our democracy, but stood up for those that have feel bullied and intimidated, stood up for this notion of co-equal branches of government and a system of checks and balances. And I want to thank my wife, who reminds me every single day that this is about those that feel alone, those that feel isolated, those that feel an anxiety and a stress that they never could have imagined in their lives. This was about saying to them, we have your back, we see you, you matter, we care. And I'll just say this, I'm confident as we move forward into 2026 in this country, the best is yet to come.
Gavin Newsom has made clear to every Democrat that we have to fight differently, that we have to challenge Donald Trump with more strength than we ever have before, that strongly worded letters are not going to cut it. We cannot do business as usual. This is a fascist regime. It is not creeping. It is not slowly taking over our country. It is here, and if we do not fight, we will regret it. That is what Gavin Newsom is showing. And that is why so many people in California got behind him. That is why Prop 50 won so overwhelmingly that Fox had to call it immediately in this hilarious clip, which was the context before the tears.
Breaking right now, the polls are closed in California, and Fox News is now projecting that Proposition 50 will pass. The congressional redistricting plan from Governor Gavin Newsom that is expected to flip 5 seats held by Republicans.
There was no too close to call. There was no too early to call. It was just called. Polls closed in California, and the race was immediately called. If that is not a sweeping declaration that Donald Trump and his authoritarian takeover is not welcome in California and will not be welcomed anywhere across the country, I don't know what is. But Gavin Newsom was not the only person who delivered some really bad news to Donald Trump last night. So was Zohran Mamdani, who was responsible for the tears streaming down Sean Hannity's face in this clip right here.
Joining me now from the free state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis, my governor. Okay, I'm literally in tears. I'm having a hard time keeping a straight face, only for this reason. I have really funny friends, and my funny friends are sending me, one is a meme of the Statue of Liberty, you know, sitting down, smoking a cigarette. F it, I'm going to move to Florida. The other one has a picture of Mamdani, and it says, Realtor of the Year in the state of Florida. It's cracking me up.
I do not buy that Sean Hannity was crying as he admitted, tears streaming down his face because he was laughing at memes. I don't buy that. Sean Hannity is in tears. Sean Hannity is breaking down. Sean Hannity is oh so furious because Zohran Mamdani is going to fight Donald Trump like he has never seen before. Donald Trump wants to go to war with New York City. Donald Trump is going to lose that fight. Zohran is going to fight back against this administration like Eric Adams wouldn't, because he was already bought and paid for by Donald Trump. Andrew Cuomo certainly wouldn't have done so. He was running a campaign with the same billionaire backers as Donald Trump did last year. Zohran Mamdani is going to bring the fight to Donald Trump, whether it be actually working to make life affordable for working class people and showing that Donald Trump and MAGA's fake populism doesn't work. It's always been bullshit. It's always been a lie. Whether it's fighting back against the ICE raids, the illegal ICE raids that Donald Trump will sick on New York City. And I think New Yorkers are going to do that themselves. Tell those guys to fuck off right away. It's not even going to take a second. That's going to be some humiliation for Donald Trump. But yeah, it's going to be an embarrassment. And he understands that. He knows it. And he also knows, with whatever little bit of understanding is left in his brain, and Sean Hannity knows this as well, that Zohran Mamdani has the ability uniquely to unite a real working class coalition that will be able to see that the lies that these guys on Fox and in the White House have told them for so long about actually bringing dignity to work, dignity to New York City, dignity to working people, having billionaires pay their fair share. These are not radical or extreme ideas. This is common sense. It's not going to make billionaires leave New York City. Millionaires aren't going to flee over a 2% increase in their taxes. That's not going to happen. What will happen, though, is Zohran will deliver on his promises. And these lies that people have been told by Fox, by the MAGA media, by Donald Trump, they will wake up to them. And that is what they are really worried about, because they need us pitted against each other. It's not going to happen for much longer, because Zohran isn't just about fighting back against Donald Trump. Oh, sure, he will be doing that. But he also has an affirmative, an aspirational vision of what the future can be, a future, again, with dignity, that we can be better than this in our politics, that you hear from a Bernie Sanders, that you hear from an AOC. And it was AOC last night sharing that message in a clip that I really love, and I want you to take a look at.
Stand the assignment. Our assignment everywhere is to send the strongest fighters for the working class wherever possible. In some places, like Virginia for the gubernatorial seat, that's going to look like Abigail Spanberger. In New York City, unequivocally, it is Zohran Mamdani.
Trump has long threatened to pull funding from this city. We know that there's a plan to bring more ICE agents here soon. And he's been very clear about the fact. He endorsed Cuomo last night in the 11th hour. Are you at all afraid of what that fight is going to look like in the coming weeks? Do you think Mamdani is ready to take on President Trump?
Well, you know, it doesn't surprise me. President Trump is a 34-time convicted felon, and he is endorsing a sexual harasser that has multiple accusations, very credible accusations and investigations against them. Birds of a feather, they flock together, and we have to understand how grave this threat is. We know that Donald Trump has not only been convicted of committing crimes, but that the Supreme Court has given him a blank check to continue to commit crimes while in office. So we cannot underestimate the threat and the danger of this moment, but we cannot respond to that threat with cowardice. We cannot respond to that threat with complying in advance. We have to respond to that threat with a strong, organized, cohesive, and strategic effort to fight for working families, rule of law, and civil rights for every American across age, ethnicity, gender, and geography. And I believe that we can do that.
I have to tell you, as I was out at polling locations today, as much as Democrats were talking about Trump, they were also angry with the Democratic establishment, and they were calling people out like Chuck Schumer, Hillary Clinton, who they felt at points, in their view, disrespected Zohran Mamdani during this campaign, that they should have shown him more support, that they had heard these Democrats say vote blue no matter who in the past, and that didn't seem to apply at this point. Do you think after what we're seeing tonight, there will be more unity in the Democratic Party? Are things going to change?
Well, you know, I think it speaks to the absolutely heroic effort that not just Zohran Mamdani put together, but so many people who participated and were brought together by his campaign. Because they were not just tasked with defeating a Republican. They were also tasked with defeating the old guard of the Democratic Party that essentially led us to many of the perils of this moment. So he had a two-front war to win, which is what makes his victory so deeply impressive. And I do think that this moment, a lot of people who are willing to talk about party unity when it serves them, but not party unity when it serves everybody, it puts those folks on notice. And I think it also puts folks on notice that we have a future to plan for. We have a future to fight for. And we're either going to do that together or you're going to be left behind. And I think that is not a partisan issue. It's not about progressive. It's not moderate. It's not liberal. This is about, do you understand the assignment of fighting fascism right now? And the assignment is to come together across difference no matter what.
Now that is a clip right there that I think will bring some tears to Sean Hannity's eyes. We've got a real opportunity. This was a tremendous win last night. It was victory after victory. My face still hurts from smiling. We deserve that win, y'all. Let's keep this momentum up. We have it. Wind is at our backs. We're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to keep fighting. Donald Trump is historically unpopular. It was just a few weeks ago that we saw the biggest protest in American history. You don't think that we can beat this guy? I know we can. So let's keep on fighting. We're going to do so on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let them silence you. Until next time, I'll see you soon.